folks. Welcome to the Andrew Walker Show. I am your host, of course, Andrew Walker. And this is the very first bonus episode of this series. And today I'm going to talk with my friends, Vinny Martocci and Cal Green. How are you doing, fellas?
I'm pretty good.
Cal?
I'm alive.
You're alive?
I have
it's a great day to
a
be
pulse.
Hang in.
Just like that Bill Withers song, it's going to be a lovely day. And you got to hold it out for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, right.
I actually have a clip of me doing that, holding it as long as I could. And it impressed my mother so much. She was like, one, congratulations knowing that song. I'm like, well, yeah, it's Bill Withers. And then two, holding and sustaining the note in harmony with him. That's the only thing. I'm not a good singer, and I could do it.
Cal, you're a good boy. He pinches your cheeks. And folks, that is the episode. No, we're going to talk about the show, or I should say the short film that you wrote, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
It's called Death in Baseball, and it premiered at the Wildwood Film Festival that took place here in Oxford a couple weeks ago, and that was put on by this studio, Orient Neighborhood Television, and Vinny directed it. He was the camera guy. He got all the shots.
I always do.
Probably did the editing too, I'm guessing.
We both did that.
Both did the editing.
Yeah.
I would say editing, and then I did the color. I didn't really do any of the clipping on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, since you were the brain behind it with the writing,
Yeah.
of course I got to ask, what inspired this? Was it some real life things going on, or was it inspired by some art, maybe another movie, or?
I think between Vinny and myself, we both experienced some pretty heavy familial loss, and I wanted to incorporate something with him that we both resonated with, and I wanted to do it in a very interesting and creative way. That is really the drive for it, and I was like, I saw Legend with Tom Hardy playing both characters of brothers, and that was a big inspiration for me to want to do this.
Right, that's based on a true story. I haven't seen the film, but I've read about it.
It's very good. I enjoy it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, when I was watching that in the theater when the festival was going on, I was sitting next to my buddy Drake and his wife, and I leaned over to Drake and I said, "Yeah, that's Kel's twin brother right there." And he goes, "Really?" Drake, he'll believe anything you tell him. but I told him I was joking, and I think he kind of believed me. But anyway,
unfortunately, I could not afford to bring my actual twin brother out to Michigan. He's really busy. He just got married and had a kid, so I'm grateful that he at least took my call, because he's a little out there.
Okay.
You have to say, as somebody who doesn't really change my facial appearance too much, I don't really shave often. I haven't really shaved since like high school. But this guy, I swear, like every year he'll just show up to my front door completely shaven and just look completely different. So I honestly, when he told me I'm gonna play both brothers, I'm like, that could actually work.
Yeah, you have a beard in one with one character and clean shaven in the other.
Yeah.
So one of the requirements for the short film festival is that we all had to record, or at least show, a ball diamond. Now, you already had the story ready to go before?
No.
Or you got the ball diamond in mind, and then...
Honestly, as soon as
we
got all the requirements for the film, which included like the duck, the line of dialogue, and then the baseball diamond as our setting, my brain just went right into it. You being a veteran of improv, you understand like thinking this way is really, really good. And
yes.
then me, when I went to film school, I focused mostly on writing. So that was something I really wanted to be able to utilize, was no matter what we were doing, I wanted to at least showcase some of my writing skills.
Right, and being able to come up with a story like that, which is a solid story, so fast, that shows some skill too, and it shows you have experience doing this kind of stuff. And I know the previous 2 years you guys got first place at the film festival, and can you just briefly talk about those two films? I'm sorry, I don't remember the first film.
How dare you?
I should have did my research before.
No, you're fine. The first film was the one that I wrote and directed. That was
Overtime.
Overtime, yes.
Yeah.
And it was about just kind of like, I don't remember what sparked the idea. I can't remember what our stipulations were for that year, but I just remember thinking like. We
needed a lake. We needed
Yes.
the pizza box, and the line of dialogue was, "Were you really spying on me?"
Yeah, and I kind of was thinking like, monotony in a corporate job and just kind of like
Working
day to
on
day.
Saturday, and the only thanks you get is a piece of pizza from.
Exactly.
Sure.
Like,
Joe
it's
Blow.
like it's like the most classic move from that boss
Yeah.
that you just. And I was just thinking that'd be a really great way to kind of like break off into something more abstract and kind of like show the viewers like what may be going through someone's head when they are trapped at work on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of a satire. And then the second year film.
Yeah, the second one was All My Years, and we went more into a horror direction with that. That one was the story of a father who loses his son after his child chokes on popcorn after a movie, and so
Yeah, I remember the scenes
POV.
being in front of the theater.
yeah. So the location had to be a movie theater. The prop was popcorn, and line of dialogue was midnight under the bridge, come alone. And so in our story, what we had it was one. I wanted the opening to feel kind of like Halloween, where it was a point of view following the characters, but the character was dying, and so we tried to incorporate some of that there. And then the father was doing like this ritual to call upon this really a trickster demon, but call upon this spirit to help give whatever time he had left on Earth back to his son, so that his son could live a more fulfilling life. But the trick was that he wasn't going to live very long because he was trading his life.
Yes. Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any projects? Do you have any irons in the fire right now that you're working on that you might be able to talk about a little bit? I know before we started rolling, you told me your idea for a horror film.
Yeah.
Do you have any other things cooking right now?
So funny enough, during the time that we did this year's Wildwood, I also did the horror film Roulette.
Yes, I follow that page on Facebook.
Yeah.
Is that who puts that on?
It was my first year, so I'm not really sure.
Okay.
The last year when I did it, I was an actor. I had a lot of fun with it. This year, my friend reached out to me, wanted me to work with him, but we had some scheduling conflicts. And then my wife was like, "I know that you want to do this, so let's do it together." So a lot of this was actually my wife's idea,
Cool.
her and I partnered together to do our new company, which is called Spector Media, and we actually make horror video games, like indie horror games.
I didn't know this, Cal.
Yeah.
You have to send me some info on that. I'd like to
Absolutely.
check that out.
So yeah, that's why I got in the fire.
Cool, and that's cool. You can make it a family, something cool to do with your wife.
Yeah.
And that's cool, man.
My son loves it too. Like
Yeah.
he's really into it.
I bet. Vinny, you got anything cooking right now?
Yeah, I'm about to say, around the time of Wildwood as well, I wrote a funny, like, mobster-style, like, film about kind of, like, the mob, but, like, far, far past the years of relevancy, and kind of, like, a comedic take on that more, like a non-serious take, not like a... Because I liked how The Sopranos took it a very more serious route on, like, the mob far past its relevancy, but... This is even further past, and I feel like I wanted to go for something more funny. I've been trying to write more comedies recently, because I also have a romantic comedy in the book. But
Very cool.
I definitely kind of wanted to gear more towards comedy. I have a few comedy skits that I'm working on, and then on top of that too, I've just been shooting music videos and working around town.
Cool. Yeah, I need to check out some of your music videos. I know in the past you had told me about that. I need to check them out. Can you let our viewers know where they can find you online, like social media, or do you have websites that people can check out?
So for the most part, I do a lot of stuff on Instagram through my name, Cal Spector. Little story with that. So most people know me as Cal Green. That is my stepdad's last name, and I Have not talked to him since 2007. So when I got married, my wife and I, we looked at it like, we don't like our dads. Let's just start our own name. So
I meant to ask you about that because I've seen it both Green and Spector. I should have asked you before I introduced you, but
legally it's hyphen, so it is Green-Spector because my son. He wanted to. We asked him like, which one do you want? He wanted to keep Green. I was like, okay. How do you feel about me hyphenating it? He's like, sure. It doesn't affect me, but okay.
Okay.
So you can find me online at Cal Spector. I do have a YouTube channel that's still called I'm Cal Green, but you see a lot of my stuff there.
Cool.
Awesome. And I also have an Instagram, Streets Ahead, but it's spelled AHED instead of spelled correctly because the correct spelling was wrong, or taken. Sorry, it was taken already by somebody else.
Yes.
Then I also have my YouTube channel, which is Streets Ahead as well, but it's spelled correctly. The best way to find me, though, is to type in www.vinnymartocci.com. My last name is Martocci, and my first name is Vinny. It's all one thing, and that should have all my links, all my photos, all my videos and stuff.
And that's where I can see the music videos you've done?
Yes.
I want to check
and
those out.
I have the films that we've done, too, linked up there as well.
Yeah.
Cool. I need to rewatch those. And on his Instagram page, I can attest he's a great photographer, often taking just pictures, like slice of life pictures around Motown. Also, a lot of nature pictures, which are really good.
Thank you.
Too. And that's it, folks. And once again, thanks for watching. This has been the very first bonus episode of the Andrew Walker Show. Once again, with Cal Green-Spector.
Yep.
And Vinny Martocci. And of course, I'm your host, Andrew Walker.
Thank you, Andrew.
And we'll catch you next time, folks. Thanks for watching. Peace out. All right. Thanks, gentlemen. Yeah.